Hi, my name's Sarah and I'm one of the head instructors here at Australian Martial Arts Academy. Today I'm really excited to talk to you about our belt promotion system in the Little Dragons program and how these kids are going to then transition into the Dragons program when they reach the right age. So the Little Dragons belt promotion timeline is awesome. It's all about earning the right to move up to the next class. And for this age group, this is awesome because with this day and age, we really don't have that ability to earn much. So for the Little Dragons, what's great is every time they attend class, they actively participate with a good attitude, they're going to get a stripe on their belt. And so that stripe is something that they really look forward to because they know that they've earned it. And that's exactly what we want to reinforce in our young students, that ability to set goals, achieve them, earn things, and the ability to actually have to show up to get something, not just get it for being born, really. And so what we want to see is that as the kid progresses and they get a certain number of stripes on their belt, that they're also reaching the criteria in the belt curriculum, in the belt promotion timeline. You can see this timeline easily posted in the Little Dragons room, and so it's a great big poster and it's got all the progression of the coloured belts across the top, and in that there it has the number of stripes that the child needs to get in order to move up to the next belt. Underneath it also has 4 other tasks that the child should be able to do in order to move up to the session. Now again, this is a belt promotion timeline, so you recognise that some kids are going to be much better, much more advanced progressing through those timelines in terms of the physical skills, others in terms of the life skills or the vocal skills that they're trying to achieve, and others in terms of like the actual skills for hand techniques and kicks. So it's a timeline to see that they're improving and progressing, not necessarily having to achieve that task straight away, but something that they're tackling and working towards achieving. And so we usually have a technique based upon a kicking technique and a technique that's based around a hand techniques, for example, a punch or a strike or an elbow. Most importantly, there's a life skill, so something like being able to introduce themselves, being able to sit straight, being able to do a meditation, and there's one other task specific to each belt, and that's individualized and changes from belt to belt. So it's really great to see how quickly these children are able to just tackle 1, 2, 3, and 4 tasks by the time they get up to the next belt. And even though they're quite simple tasks, by the time they're getting all the way up to a higher belt, Little Dragon Master Belt, or ready to start our Dragons program, these kids are able to introduce themselves, they're able to sit straight, they're able to keep their bodies still and concentrate or focus for a minute with their eyes closed, which, let's face it, most 5-year-olds starting school cannot do these days. So it's such an amazing program in how it encourages our child to really want to do those things that as parents and teachers we want our kids to be able to do. So I hope that it helps you to understand that there's a class requirement, that there's 2 physical components, there's a life skill component, and there's an extra component in order to be able to achieve that new belt. Now, how do they transition once they've come up those belts into the Dragons program? And it's a really easy question to answer for an individual child, but for each one we want to kind of gauge where they're fitting into the classroom. Some kids are coming in from very confident into the Little Dragons class, and naturally they move up, they're not quite sure where they fit into the Dragons, it takes them a little while to fit in. Other kids are so excited to get from the Little Dragons class into the Big Dragons class, they just naturally just walk straight in and feel like they're on top of the world from achieving that ability to gain access to the next program. So we like to just help the kids in whatever it is, and it doesn't really matter if your child is the one that takes a little bit longer to fit into class. In fact, we love that they're having that experience here, where it's somewhere we could show them how to ask for help and how they can get that support and use it as a great learning experience. Ultimately, when they fit into the Dragons class, there's a minimum of 4 classes before we even look at assessing at what belt they're going to fit into the Big Dragons program. But what we know is that typically, if you're a Little Dragon Master Belt, you will fit in around the orange belt level. If you're below those belts, somewhere between those white and yellow belt levels. And this is a great experience. It's not a demotion, it's an upgrade into the Big Dragons belt without that white stripe running through their belt. So we call it a solid coloured belt, and the kids are so excited, whether it's a yellow or an orange or a black belt. Obviously they don't get a black belt, but whatever colour belt it is, to get their next belt without that white stripe in it. And parents reinforcing this is just awesome. So I'm so excited to see your child progress through those Little Dragons belts and then achieve that big dragon belt, fit into school well, work in groups well, learn to follow instructions well, and be 4 steps ahead of all those other kids, 4 steps ahead of those other kids their age. Let's get into it and have fun in the Little Dragons classes.